Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how I created this pumpkin spice inspired smoky eye. I absolutely love the way this look came out. I will be sporting this look throughout the entire fall and winter season, and I hope you will too. It is absolutely beautiful in real life. I absolutely love the tones and color in this look, and I honestly think that if fall would be a makeup look, it would be this one. So I really hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments in the comment section, and let me know if you guys have any requests for future videos. Thank you guys again so much for all of your love and support, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial. I know I am looking a little crazy right now, but I just wanted to keep this video for the eye look. So all I've done is my foundation, concealer, setting powder, my eyebrows, and then I threw on this eye. So I am going to walk you guys through how I do this eye now. Excuse the disgusting busted nail. Focus. Ew. Ew. I need to call and get that removed today. To start this look off, we're going to take the MorphexJaclyn Hill Volume 1 palette, the shade Silk Cream right here, and I'm taking an M504 brush, and I'm just going to plop this all over into my crease, and I'm just going to use back and forth motions like this just to get the color there, and then I'll just start using circular motions and really blend it out. This is really like my base shade. I always use this shade first, or a very light shade. That way if I need to blend anything out further on down the road, like over here when we get into the darker colors, I know I can grab that Silk Cream shade or whatever my base shade is, and I can blend any of the colors out. So that's kind of how I choose my base shade. I kind of blend this inner corner into the nose contour. That way everything kind of just flows and looks blended and faded and all good and warm together. And then on the outside, I do bring it out a little further than my tailbone, the tail of my eyebrow. I do extend it just a little bit just to make my eye look and appear a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to take the shades MFEO and Butter, and I'm going to mix those together on a M505 brush. Tap off the extra, and then I'm going to put this more into the crease itself, and then I will blend it up onto the brow bone. So again, I just start in back and forth motions, get the color in there, and then kind of elongated circular motion, so like an oval motion, and blend that up slowly onto this brow bone. And once I get the pigment where I'm wanting it, then I will go in with those big circular motions and blend it out so everything looks really faded. Now I'm going to take the shade Creamsicle. Yes. Now I'm going to take this shade here, Creamsicle, on a M535 brush, and I'm just taking a little bit of that and dusting or tapping off the extra, and then I'm just going to put this right on the brow bone where those two colors met. And as you can see, that just kind of helped blend those two together and start adding in that nice warm orangey tone that you can see coming through, which, you know, pumpkin spice. It does not take very much on that color, so be careful. Now for the shimmer shades that I put on my eyelid, I am mixing the shades SBN, Hilster, and Roxanne together, and I'm taking about an even amount of the three of them. So what I do is I just kind of go through and, So what I do is I just kind of go through and tap on these like this and get an even amount. Sometimes I'll grab a little bit more of those shimmer shades because it's going to help buff out this matte shade. And then I'm just going to spray this down. Any setting spray is going to work. If you have a swivel mirror, turn it upward. That way you can look down into the mirror and expose your entire eyelid, and it makes blending out your eyelid so much easier. So what I do is I just look down in the mirror, and then I start just like stamping and pressing this onto my eyelid as far down as you can, and I am going all the way into the inner corner. And if you're working with smaller amounts of makeup, you can build it up, and that also helps with fallout. I know I get a lot of questions regarding fallout and how I prevent it from falling out onto my cheeks. I think the biggest tips I can give you guys for fallout is tapping the brush off after you go into any shadow. Tap it off on whatever, whether it's your mirror, your desk, taking your hand and just tapping it off. Tap off that extra powder, because if not, the second you're gonna put on your eye, it's gonna start fluffing and falling down onto your cheek. The second thing when I work with shimmers is I do wet them down. One, it's going to help bring out more pigment, and two, I think it helps with fallout as well. So those two things, try them out and let me know if they help you guys with the fallout that you're experiencing on your cheeks. You can also blow the extra off too. So I'm just grabbing a little bit more of those shades because that clearly is not enough for me. So again, just look down in the mirror and start stamping that on. Get it on your lower lid first, as far down as you can, and then start bringing that up into the crease. And I stop just right when I hit the crease, so almost like a cut crease where you're going to stop, or where you're going to put that concealer. I usually stop my lid shade right in that area, and then I'll blend it out. Okay, so now that I have this blended out just like this, what I do is I take the brush and I wipe it off so it's a clean brush. You're not gonna grab any extra product. You're gonna get whatever product is left on this brush off. So I just take a makeup towel and just kind of wipe it off. And then what I do is I go in and I look down in the mirror and I'm just gonna start kind of fluffing this upward and blending it out so there's not that harsh line. As you can see on this side, it's all like nice and blended, and this side has that line right there. So what I do to blend out that line is I'll just take the brush and start fluffing it on the line, and you just fluff it upward until that line is blended out and you're not seeing it anymore. And you're just using whatever product is on your eye to blend this out with. Again, you're not taking any product on this brush. That also will keep your eyelid not looking like too dark, and it keeps it nice and airy. So now we're gonna work on the outer corner, and I don't know if I've said this in a previous video, but when I'm putting a makeup on at first, like these steps you're seeing me doing, is just kind of like my blueprint. So I'm just laying makeup on my eyes to know where I want it to be, and then later I can go back in and intensify those shades or blend things out where it needs to be. So that might be a little tip for you guys, that not everything is just put on there and it just comes out like this. It takes a little bit of work and it takes time blending out those shades, and honestly I think blending is what's going to turn your makeup up. It is going to increase just the professionalism of it. Just taking that time to blend is going to make your makeup look so much better. So just take that extra 30 seconds, whatever it may be, to blend out the colors or blend out the lines, and your makeup game will just skyrocket. So for the outer corner, I am going to take the shades, I'm actually mixing the three. So I'm going to take Chip, Central Park, and Soda Pop. So this is Chip, Soda Pop, and Central Park. No, just lying. It's Chip, Central Park, and Soda Pop, and I'm going to mix those three together to get this outer darkness happening. And again, I just take these, you guys, and I just bounce right in them, take an even amount, tapping off the extra. Now I'm just going to look down into the mirror and I'm going to start stamping this on that outer corner, or outer V, whatever you want to call it. And I want this pigment to be down in this area right here. So I'm going to start right there. Another tip I can give you guys is where you're wanting the most pigment, start there. But the only way I can explain that to you guys is set your brush down and start getting the pigment in where you want the darkest or you want the most payoff to be, and then blend out. So I just start stamping it, and then I'll use circular motions to blend it out. This is where you're going to start shaping this outer corner. So I usually try to head in an upward direction, like head it up towards like the tail part of my eyebrow, and then I'll also just kind of follow my own like eye shape. So like right in here, that's where I'm going to head up. I'm really curious to know how you guys like to watch tutorials. Do you like watching someone sit here and talk and do it at the same time, or would you rather tell me or tell you what I'm using and then do it and then explain it? Or how do you guys like to learn? Like, how do you guys, when you're watching a tutorial, what are you watching for? So now to make that outer corner a little bit darker, I'm going to take a little bit more of these shades very lightly just on the very tip of this brush, and this brush is the M573. And then I'm going to tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to aim this down here, like close to the lashes and in the very, very outer corner of my eye. Okay, so now I'm going to take the brush M441 and a little bit of this shade here called Pukey. And I'm just taking a little bit of that, tap off the extra, and then we're going to blend this here lightly into the crease and into this very inner corner. We'll bring it over here and start blending out the tail end of the shadow or the outer corner. So now to touch up the lid and kind of blend in this outer corner, so this middle part here fades where the outer corner comes into this shimmery shade. What I'm going to do is I grabbed just a little bit of the shade SBN and I wet the brush, and that's on the same 443 brush. And I'm just going to very lightly just tap this. This is also going to bring that shimmer back to life, and then just barely go over the edge where the outer corner, that dark shade, comes in, and just blend them together just like that. Now I'm going to wipe away any of the fallout that went down there and any of that extra powder I laid down first. Just wipe that away. Now on an M506, I'm just taking a mixture of the shades Silk Cream, MFEO, Butter, and Pukey. So all those really nice lighter tones that I used in the beginning to start blending out the bottom lash line. So how I blend out my lower lash line, I just look up. No. What I do is I look down into the mirror, but I lift my eyes up. I set my brush usually here in the outer corner, and then I just start with small like back and forth motions like this, working it from the outer corner to the inner corner. And then I'll just go back to the outer corner, small little like shimmy motion side to side, inner to outer corner, and then I'll start like going in full motions when that shade gets on my lower lash line, or I don't need to pick up any more product. The viewfinder on this camera does help me because then I can kind of watch without actually having to look into the mirror. But also another tip is looking opposite. So if you're working in this outer corner here, look towards the inner corner. And then if you're working at the inner corner, look towards the outer corner, and it helps just tighten up that eye, and just that way you're not like seeing something. I don't know. I just have always done that and it's really helped. So try out those few tips on the lower lash line as well. Now I'm going to move on to the shade Creamsicle, and I'm taking that on the 535 brush. And this was that yellow shade. Tap off all the extra, and then I'm just going to lightly buff out that line. Then I'm going to grab those outer corner shades. So we're gonna grab Chip, Soda Pop, and Central Park on the same 506 brush. And again, I'm just going to start in this inner corner, and we're only gonna go in maybe halfway on this. And you're just going to really work this into this outer corner to get those to just morph together. Now I'm going to take the shade Mocha and just further blend that out, just like I did on the upper outer corner. Two circular motions back and forth, really blend that out. Really get that outer corner to mesh together. And then we're going to take the three shades that I put on my lid. So we're going to take SBN, Hilster, and Roxanne together again. Tap off the extra and spray the brush. And then you're going to work this from the inner corner to about 3/4 of the way over. Now I'm going to take the M518 and I'm going to grab a little bit of that Pukey shade, tap off the extra, and we're just going to buff this on that line. For the inner corner and brow highlight, I am just going to take the shade in light up here, and I'm using the M431 brush, tapping off the extra. Going to put this in the inner corner here. We're also going to drag this under the brow. Now I'm just going to use the brushes. I'm not going to grab any extra product, and I'm just going to start blending the shades that are already on my eye out. Using what's there to just make things look blended and faded and all sorts of stuff. So just use what's already on the brushes or what's on your eye, and just help those colors just blend out even more. Once you're done completely blending all of that out, I am going to take the M432 brush and I'm just going to grab the shade Soda Pop, since it is the darkest color that I used on my eye. I'm going to tap the extra off, and then I'm just going to press this right on the lash line to create almost like a eyeliner is there, but it's not. And then I just kind of drag this over to start creating that wing look. After I do that, I am finished with the eye look. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish out the rest of my face and throw some lashes on, and I'll come back to show you guys the finished look. All right, you guys, and here is my finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!